Are you looking to get toned, get back into shape, and lose a couple pounds? Well, you've clicked the right video. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Patricia and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how you can lose 5 to 10 pounds in a month. Now personally, I think that losing 10 pounds in a month is a little bit more on the extreme side and I don't think it's very sustainable. I do think that 5 to 8 pounds is a lot more realistic. It will definitely make you feel a lot more comfortable and confident, and it will actually help you fall in love with healthy eating and exercising. Now before I begin this video, I just want to preface this and say that I am by no means a licensed nutritionist or a personal trainer. So if you do plan on taking any of the advice that I give you today, make sure that you first consult with your physician or nutritionist. Of course, there are many opinions in the fitness industry, but a lot of my information is fact-checked and I've been researching this over the years. Now, I'm really excited to make this video for you guys, and this is not just a clickbait video. I'm actually really passionate about motivating people and trying to get them to feel the best they can. Now, fitness and healthy eating are a huge passion for me, and if I can just motivate at least one of you guys to change your habits, that would be a great feeling for me. All of the tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys are based on my own experience, and I know they work because I've tried it, I've shared it with my friends, and I've recently been training my mom as well. Now, I've always been consistent with the gym, but during quarantine, I've actually lost 5 pounds. I've been working harder than I ever was before, and this just goes to show that you don't need a gym. The only limitation is your mind, and you just need to motivate yourself. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing you're going to want to do before you start anything is weigh yourself and take your measurements. Personally, I don't think your weight is that important just because I've been around the same weight and looked completely different. What I would focus on is taking your measurements. So you want to take measurements around your arm, around your waist, your bust area, your hips, and maybe around your legs as well. And take before and after pictures. Taking your before pictures is so important because a lot of the times down the road, you may forget what you started at. So looking back at these photos will really motivate yourself to keep going. After that, you want to set some goals. You need to set a long-term goal of how much do you actually want to lose in the end, maybe in the 3-month span or a 6-month span. Are you looking to gain muscle down the road, or are you just looking to tone up and maintain that weight for a while? Now again, I do recommend losing 5 to 8 pounds, which is max 2 pounds per week. A lot of the times when people do drastic diets, they restrict themselves so much, and then when you do have the opportunity to eat, you just binge eat and you gain all of it back. And that's not the point of healthy living. With that being said, the first tip that I have to give you guys is calculate how many calories you should be eating per day. This number is going to be based on many factors such as your age, your height, your weight, and your activity level. If you exercise more, you need to account for that because you're going to be burning a lot more calories per day. So the most important thing here is that you need to be in a caloric deficit. You have to be lower than that number needed to maintain your weight. Your body should be burning more calories than you put in, which will then help you to lose weight. If you're looking to build muscle and gain weight, you need to be in a surplus. If you're looking to lose weight, you need to be in a deficit. And that is the most important thing that you need to remember here. The last piece of information I want to share about being in a caloric deficit is that I don't recommend following a daily goal. For example, if my goal is 2,000 calories per day to maintain my weight, that means that for the week, I should be around 14,000 calories. Keep in mind, we're going to be reducing that number in order to be in a deficit. Now, in some days, I might be eating 1,600 calories or maybe 1,400 calories. And then the weekend might come and I might eat maybe 2,200 calories per day. I try to eat as clean as possible for majority of days just so I can give myself that little bit of room so I can still enjoy my life. Don't think that healthy eating should be a drastic change to your life to the point that you hate it. It's so easy to fall in love with eating healthy, and once you do it the right way, you don't want to go back. One thing I would like to say is that intermittent fasting has really helped me. This means that you have a restricted eating window, which for me, I do 16 hours of no eating and 8 hours of eating. And it just helps me maintain my caloric deficit because I have a limited time to eat. This really works for me because I don't get hungry when I wake up, and that way in my eating window I can kind of allow myself to eat a little bit more of what I actually like. To summarize the first tip, make sure you know how many calories you should be eating and maintain a caloric deficit. So the second piece of information I'm going to share with you guys is that 1 pound of fat equals 3,500 calories. This means that in order to burn 1 pound, you need to burn 3,500 calories. So if you're going for that 8-pound goal for the month, you should be losing 2 pounds per week. You should be 7,000 calories under for your weekly goal. Keep in mind, if you're exercising more, you're also burning more calories. So like I've mentioned before, let's say my goal is 2,000 calories and I want to lose about 1 pound per week. I would be reducing my calories to roughly 1,500 on average per day. Now, using an app like MyFitnessPal can actually help you so much to estimate calories and learn more about how many calories certain foods have. You'd be surprised how much you might be overeating just because of the snacks you choose or just because of the daily habits that you surround yourself with. For example, if you love peanut butter and you think it might be healthy, you'll be surprised to find out that about 1 tablespoon of peanut butter is 100 calories. Now, it takes about 10 minutes of running just to burn 100 calories. So imagine how many spoons you're eating and how many calories you're adding on. Checking the calories in an app like MyFitnessPal can actually be such a huge wake-up call because a lot of the foods you may have been eating all along can be so high calorie. And that's exactly why you haven't been losing weight. Now again, because I'm passionate about healthy eating and fitness in general, I now know approximate calories of a lot of foods. On top of that, I'm also learning the amount of protein something has, the amount of carbs and sugar it has, and it helps me tailor my diet a little bit better. Now, of course, the most accurate way to know how much you're eating is to measure it on a food scale, but honestly, I barely do that and I don't think a lot of you guys will either. I don't recommend tracking your calories to the dot. I've had my experience of being a little bit too obsessed with tracking calories and I don't think that that's healthy either. However, if you are starting out and you don't know how much you should be eating and how many calories things are, I think it's a great resource to use just to become a little bit more knowledgeable. Now, to summarize the second point, remember that 1 pound is approximately 3,500 calories to burn. So depending on how much weight you want to lose, you want to subtract 3,500 or more from your weekly goal. Now, the third point is don't do crazy diets. I strongly disagree with diets that are way too restrictive because I think that it's so hard to make that sustainable. Of course, consult with a nutritionist or a dietitian because some diets might actually work for you and might be better for your health depending on your health condition. On the other hand, if you're just the average person, don't do these crazy diets. You're just gonna end up hating your life. I have a lot of experiences with diets. I've done juice cleanses in the past and I've done no carb diets, and none of those things have helped me to be where I am today. Those type of diets are quick fixes and they're kind of clickbaity diets that people think they can just follow for 30 days or a couple days and then they lose weight and it stays off forever. Recently, keto diets have been trending and a lot of people are doing them wrong. You don't need to cut out carbs. Carbs are your primary source of energy and your body goes to burn carbs first when it's looking to get energy. Now, there is scientific research that proves that keto diets can be helpful, but a lot of people are doing them wrong. Now, if you didn't know, a keto diet is a low carb but high fat diet. The goal is to get your body to burn fat instead of carbs. But the main issue I found with a diet like this is it's not sustainable at all. You can't cut out carbs forever. A lot of really great nutritional foods have carbs. Fruits have carbs, vegetables have carbs, so you really shouldn't be cutting them out. Now, don't get me wrong, keto diets do work. You're gonna lose weight fast, but you're gonna gain it back when you start eating normal food again. You need to be really good at tracking what you eat in order to make sure that you're not getting more carbs than you're supposed to. So I think that whatever's not sustainable for you in the long run is a really bad diet to do. Speaking from my own experience, when I went off of the no carb diet, I did gain weight back. I definitely lost a lot of weight while I was on it, but as soon as I got off of it, I was starting to gain those pounds back. Also, I've built some unhealthy eating habits because once I started tasting carbs again, I couldn't stop myself. Carbs taste good. Pizza has carbs, pasta has carbs, sushi, ice cream, all the desserts. There's a lot more information about ketogenic diets, but the main point that I'm going to share with you is that I just don't think it's sustainable. That's why I would not recommend it. I also would like to say that I wouldn't recommend going about your day and eating all the carbs that you normally would. For example, if your family eats a lot of potato-based or rice-based foods, just try to cut down your portion maybe in half and have a salad on the side instead. I recommend substituting with a salad because you can get so much volume in a salad and usually they're very low calorie. Another type of diet I've done are juice cleanses. I've done them multiple times and I don't know why I did them so many times. It was definitely my quick fix when I wanted to drop a couple of pounds and just feel lighter overall, but again, it got me nowhere. First of all, if you're buying juice cleanses, they're ridiculously overpriced and the results are just so short term. Again, yeah, you will lose weight, but that's just mainly water weight and it comes back as soon as you start eating again. Another point is you're just extremely miserable when you're on this juice cleanse, especially if people around you are eating. With that being said, that's why I don't recommend drastic diets, because as soon as you go off of them, a lot of your results just disappear. So I've told you what not to do, but now I'm going to tell you what you should do. This brings me to my next point, which is to add more protein in your diet. You might not realize it, but a lot of the times you are not getting enough protein that you need in a day. Now, the recommendation recommended amount of protein that I should be eating per day is a little bit different based on different calculators. You can see that all of these numbers are very different and it's hard to tell how much you should actually be eating. What I would say is if you're trying to get more lean and toned, you have to be taking care of your muscles, and I would eat about 1 gram of protein for 1 pound of body weight. Every time you're exercising or putting resistance on your muscles, you're actually ripping them. So they need to heal and you need to feed them with proper nutrients such as protein. If you want your arms to be more defined or your abs or your legs, you're not going to be able to see results unless your muscles get the proper protein they need. Now, there are many different protein sources. Based on your diet, if you're vegan, vegetarian, you have so many options. For me, I like to have protein shakes. I like to add extra egg whites that are sold separately. I add them to my eggs. In general, I like to eat eggs. I also eat tuna. I eat other types of fish such as salmon. I eat lean meat like chicken breast and turkey breast. And I also eat legumes like beans, lentils, which also have a lot of protein. So definitely try to eat leaner options of protein first. Keep in mind that foods like beef and pork, they have a lot higher fat and a lot more calories. To summarize that point, make sure you're getting enough protein. The next tip I have for you guys is to try to reduce your dairy intake if you can. The reason why I'm saying this is because dairy can be inflammatory to your body and it actually bloats a lot of people and they might not even know it. There is a lot of scientific research proving that dairy is actually not the best for you, and there are so many other great alternatives. For example, I don't really have milk anymore. I've transitioned to coconut, almond milk, or cashew milk. The only things that unfortunately I can't cut out are cheese and yogurt. I do eat a lot of Greek yogurt just because the protein intake on that is insanely high. If you guys know any yogurts that are dairy free but have a lot of protein, please let me know because I'd love to try it. But for now, I haven't found anything yet. To summarize that point, try to cut out dairy if you can, because honestly, you're much better off without it. Now, the last and most obvious point is to exercise. Stop doing only cardio. Don't be afraid of weights. I know that it's hard being in quarantine. You might not have access to the gym and you might not have weights at home, but that shouldn't stop you. You can order resistance bands off of Amazon, which I believe they still have in stock, and you can do some really good body weight exercises. If you master your body weight, you're gonna be so toned because you have no idea how hard body weight exercises are. Think about exercises like push-ups, pull-ups, burpees. Those exercises are actually challenging, and even people that lift weights might not be able to do them. However, practice makes perfect, and if that's all you have, then you can really master it. If any of you guys are beginners and you're not familiar with exercising, one really good thing I'm going to share with you guys is to follow people on YouTube. Now, because I've been consistently exercising for many years, motivating myself to work out is not very hard for me at this point, but I definitely found that I was a little less motivated during quarantine. One girl that I've been following, her name is Sydney Cummings, and she posts every single day. That means that you can literally have a personal trainer doing workouts with you every single day. A lot of these channels post 40-minute, 1-hour workouts. They're quick, they're efficient, and they get it done. You can easily just go to your living room, turn on your TV, follow it for an hour, and then you're done. When you follow a guided workout with a girl like Sydney, she's telling you, go, go, go. You can only rest for 15 seconds, and that's all you got. So definitely make sure that you do exercise and use YouTube as a resource, because there are thousands of literally personal trainers waiting for you to click their video. As you guys can tell, I did focus majority of my video on the eating part and not as much on working out. There's just barely any point of you to exercise if you're going to be eating thousands of calories throughout the day and you're not going to be maintaining your eating. There's so much knowledge that I can keep sharing with you guys, but I don't want to make this video an hour long. So if you are interested, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and let me know what you guys like to see in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next Sunday.